以下是耶稣针对奇迹正文第6章爱的课题第4节唯一的答案所做的引导。 You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. 你确实是有福之人，我是你所知的耶稣。 This seems a very complicated section of the text, does it not? 本篇似乎是正文中非常复杂的一个章节，不是吗？ It seems to go around and around in circles. Well, it goes around and around in circles because that is what you are doing. 它似乎一直在绕圈子。事实上，它之所以绕圈子，是因为这是你正在做的事。You are going around and around in circles. You are listening to a part of your mind that does not love you, and therefore it gives you advice that is not suitable for your benevolent future. 你正在不停地绕圈子，你正在聆听你心中不爱你自己的那个部分，它给予你的建议无法让你创造一个仁慈的未来。And then you miscreate in the present moment, which is the only place you can create or miscreate. And then you say, well, I listened to the voice in my head. It taught me to do this, whatever this is. 因此，你在当下的一刻妄造，当下乃是你唯一能够创造或妄造的地方。你会说，我听从我头脑中的声音，它叫我做这个，不论那是什么。And when you realize that the voice in your head is coming from a place that is unloving and is not benevolent, that is when you become teachable, and that is the place that all of you must get to voluntarily. 唯有当你发现你头脑中的声音是来自于一个缺乏爱心与缺乏仁慈的地方时，你才会变得能够受教。这种发现乃是你们每个人都必须志愿达到的境地。Because you choose to come into separation, you choose to listen to the voice of the ego, which is, I want to leave God's ever-loving presence and go and play my own game. 因为你选择进入这个分裂之境，你选择听从小我的声音。他说，我要离开上主始终临在的爱，去玩我自己的游戏。That's really what it is. It is the prodigal son story. The son leaves the father's house and goes off on a great adventure. In the beginning, thinking it's all going to be fun and sex, drugs, and rock and roll, which it is often for a while. 这正是浪子回头的故事情节，孩子离开父亲的家去经历一趟伟大的探险。他一开始认为一切将是非常有趣的，充满了各种令人兴奋与刺激的事物，通常一段时间内确实如此。But once you've been playing that game away from home for a while, you become tired, and you become disillusioned with the very illusions that you have chosen to play in. 然而，当你离开家去玩自己的游戏一段时间之后，你开始感到疲倦，你开始对你选择去玩的幻想感到幻灭。It was not being done to you. It was you choosing to play in those arenas. And there comes a point where this world makes you weary, and the voice that tells you to go down yet another road and try yet another thing becomes the voice that you start to doubt. 这不是强加在你身上的事情，而是你选择进入那个地方游玩。到了某个时候，这个世界令你感到精疲力尽，于是你开始怀疑你头脑中的那个声音，它叫你继续往下走，尝试另一条路或另一件事。And that is where you are right now. 这就是你当前的处境。If you are listening to this channeled message, then you are at that place where you realize that the world is not your salvation, that there is something desperately missing from 1,000 roads to indulgences in whatever it is that you want to indulge in. 如果你正在聆听这则传讯，表示你已经到达了这个境地，即你了解这个世界不是你的救恩所在。因此在上千条道路中，不论你选择沉迷的是哪一条，有某个部分是严重缺失的。So what we want you to understand and what this text is really saying to yourself is, you must come to that point where you realize that you are the one who is making decisions that are not serving you over time. 所以我们希望你了解的是，这篇课文真正想对你说的是，你必须到达一个境地，即了解到你正是那个做决定的人，你选择了那些长久之后对你无益的事物。They may serve you in the short term, but they are not serving you over time, and that the voice that tells you to make those decisions is really not yours. 它可能对你暂时有益，但是长期来说不利，而叫你做出那种选择的声音，其实并非源自于你。Because after all, you want the best for yourself. You want love and abundance and communion and friendships and creativity and all of those wonderful things. 因为终究来说，你想要获得对自己最有益的事情，你想要爱、丰盛、交流、友谊、创造力，以及所有这类美好的经验。If you are not engaged in those wonderful things, if you are not manifesting those wonderful things, then there is a part of your mind that is not yours. 如果你没有从事这类美好的事情，如果你没有显化这类美好的经验，表示你心中有一部分想法并不属于你。And that is what is the ego is. The ego is every fearful idea and teaching that you have ever had in this incarnation, and in some cases in other incarnations bleeding through into this one. And it is that belief in fear, in separation and death that is causing your problems. 而那个部分就是小我，小我就是你在这一世当中内心有过的，以及你被教导的所有令你恐惧的观念。有些人还可能将其他是人生的观念带入这一世，正是你对恐惧、分裂及死亡的信念带给你种种问题的。So we want you to understand that there is a place now for you to slow down as you are realizing that the world is not providing you with what you wanted and increasingly so, as these systems that are at play show their true colors to you.因此我们希望你了解现在有一个地方可以让你放慢速度，你正了解到眼前的世界不会提供你想要之物，且这种情况日益严重，因为现行的系统已经露出它的真面目。What you are realizing is that you have to go somewhere else, that you are unable to follow the rules that you have been taught in this world. They are no longer providing you with what they once used to provide you with, or what you believe that they provided you with. 你了解到你必须往其他地方去，你无法遵循你在这个世界被教导的那些规定，且那些系统再也无法提供你它过去所提供之物，或是你以为他们会提供之物。Everybody in the end becomes disillusioned with this world. 最终每个人都会对这个世界感到幻灭。You will often see this in people who have extreme success. They will chase their dreams, and they will become successful. And what do they end up doing when they are old and rich? 你通常会在那些极度成功的人身上看到这种情况，他们追逐自己的梦想且非常成功，但是当他们最终年老而富有时会如何？ They will end up pottering around their garden or taking their dogs for walks across the moors, regardless of that fact that they could buy anything, go anywhere, or do anything or see anybody. They are choosing a quiet life. 他们最终会在花园里做点琐碎的事情，或是遛遛狗。尽管事实上他们可以购买任何东西，去任何地方，做任何事情，或是会见任何人，但是他们选择一种安静的生活。And really, that's what is beginning to dawn on many minds at this time. This idea of simplicity and getting back to the fundamentals of good food, good friends, good health, and a loving community. This is what you are starting to realize is what you want. 事实上，这正是许多人现在开始明白的一点，也就是单纯的观念，即回到基本面，良好的食物、朋友、健康，以及一个充满爱的社群。你正开始明白，这才是你想要的人生。Now, the way that you begin to develop that is to come to know your own mind. You cannot change your behavior if you do not change your mind. Old behavior is generated by what you believe to be true. 若要开始发展这样的人生，你需要开始认识自己的心灵。如果你没有改变自己的想法，你就无法改变自己的行为。你过去的行为正是出自你信以为真的那些观念。So, this process of doing a course in miracles, this process of reading these texts, and listening to these videos and this channeling now as an addition to your practice is to begin to inform you of the fact that you must Clarify your mind and stop listening to that ego voice and listen to the deeper guidance, which is quieter and slower and more consistent. 因此，操练奇迹课程的过程包括阅读正文以及聆听这些传讯作为辅助，就是要告诉你一个事实：你必须澄清自己的想法，不再听从小我的声音，转而聆听更深沉的指引。那个指引是比较轻声、比较缓慢且比较前后一致的。And in that listening, you will find that there is wisdom, and you will find that there is guidance, and that as you continue to clarify your mind, as you continue to listen to sound counsel, you will get clearer and clearer guidance, and eventually you will have contact with your guidance.And teachers， 一旦聆听它，你会发现它充满了智慧，你会发现你内有个指引。只要你持续的澄清你的想法，持续聆听明智的建议，你就会获得越来越清晰的指引。最终，你会接触到你的灵性向导和导师。And after all, that is what happened to this being. She continued studying a course in miracles, doing her forgiveness practice, prayer, and meditation. And in the end, we made contact with her, complete and conscious contact with her.这正是这位传讯人的经历，他持续的学习奇迹课程，做他的宽恕练习，还有祷告和冥想，到最后我们与他接触，全然的意识接触。Now you may be looking at this being and think, oh, how lucky is she to have this conscious contact, but we want you to know that.She still has ego aspects at play. She still has struggles and things that she has to learn and grow through. She is not immune from these lessons. 现在，当你看着这位传讯人时，你可能会认为，哦，他有多么幸运，能够有这种意识的接触。但是我们希望你知道，他仍有小我的面向在运作，他仍有一些令他感到挣扎的事情需要学习和突破，他无法规避那些课题。And as she is reading these text excerpts, she is remembering so clearly that she too needs to study this material as you all do, to become clearer in your objectives, to become discerning in whose voice you listen to, and to come to understand that it is slow and steady that wins the race. 当他在阅读这些课文时，这些内容会发挥作用。他非常清楚地想起来，他跟你们大家一样，也需要学习这份资料，以更加清楚自己的人生目的，且更能辨别自己正在聆听谁的声音。请了解，缓慢而稳定的一方才会最终赢得赛跑。I am that one that you know as Jesus, and I will speak to you again soon. 我是你所知的耶稣，我们很快再续。